yeah, Satan is at work, because I don't know, that was just always a thing for me. I never wanted to give Satan credit, and I think I did myself a disservice. Hey loves, welcome back to my channel. It's Chellbee, and if this is your first time here, welcome. I'm Chellbee, the blogger behind Chellbee.com, and every Thursday I like to share my Thursday thoughts on faith, and today is no other. I'm continuing with the Morning Coffee with Chellbee series, and today I actually wanted to share with you just something that I guess this will kind of consider I guess this would kind of be a Bible study lesson, but moreover, it's a lesson that I took away from the Fervent book along with the War Room movie. It's kind of like where the two kind of collided during the book. And in life, kind of like an all three moment, like I had my War Room movie moment. And so I just wanted to share that today. And the verse in particular that I think is like relevant to today is 2 Corinthians 11 verse 14 to 15. And no wonder, for even Satan disguises himself as an angel of light. So it is no surprise if his servants also disguise themselves as servants of righteousness. Their end will correspond to their deeds. So I've shared relatively briefly in past morning coffee videos that we had a very disturbing series of events happen at my husband's job, which led up to him leaving that job and starting a new career, which we're so grateful for the change, and we welcome that change. But obviously when you're having anything huge going on, whether it be traumatic, disturbing, just whatever it is that's out of the norm, unexpected, and not full of joy and happiness, you in those moments, I would like to think you draw close to God. And so that's really what happened to me. Like when everything was happening, we all pared down as a family and began to pray and fast and Bible study and just try to focus on God, so that way we could, I think it made it possible for us to see, like, even though something negative was happening, that God was going to turn it around for our good, and that it was going to help us get closer to the purpose that he has over our life. And when all of this was happening, it was kind of right before I read the Fervent book, but I found myself having like that War Room movie moment where Priscilla Shire, like her character, walks out of the house and she starts talking to Satan and is like, and another thing, devil, like, you can't have my house. I had that moment, y'all. I was just like, I was fed up. I was over it. And I think in that moment, like, even though I hadn't read Fervent at that point, I just recognized that like Satan was at work for like the first time, and I acknowledged he was at work for the first time. And that was like really big for me, because in the past I've always kind of downplayed Satan and just kind of not wanted to give him credit. But it's so important to just acknowledge that like Satan is at work, like he is trying to do stuff in your life. And if you recognize how he works, and that's one of the great things that Fervent did for me, is it helped me to really understand how he works and the little things that he likes to do that will just mess up your family, will mess up your peace of mind if you let it, and if you don't know how to fight it. And the best way to fight it is with prayer. It's that spiritual warfare, letting God, that acknowledgement that like you see Satan is at work and you need God to intervene. You need this battle to be fought in the heavenlies, as Priscilla Shire says. And so literally like that, in that moment when I recognized that like the devil was at work, I was like, you can't have my kid, you can't have my husband, you can't have my peace of mind, like you can't have any of it. You need to step back. And that's I literally was like walking through my house like, you got to get out of here. This ain't gonna work. We ain't doing this. Me and you, we ain't doing it. You can't have it. And so I really I'm telling you guys, this is like probably the third time I've said it on this channel. If you have not read the Fervent book, read it. Like, read it. It's not just because like it's going to encourage you to pray, but it's going to help you to understand some things and unpack some things that would just take you years to unpack if you simply depended on like reading it in your Bible or, you know, learning more at church. It's that good. It's not a long read, and you can probably get through it, especially if you're going through. I'm sure you won't want to put it down, because I know I didn't want to. You can probably get through it in like 2 to 3 weeks. But excuse me, I'm sorry, my voice is trying to go out. I just wanted to encourage you to recognize and not be afraid to give Satan credit. Like, it's okay to say like Satan is at work, because he is, you know, he is at work. He knows, you know, he knows us, and he knows the little things he can do to unravel us and to unnerve us and to get us off of our game. And I've talked about it in the past on the Managing Life Pressures, about how he likes to keep us busy and distracted, and he likes to keep our homes chaotic. And it's because when all that stuff is going on, a lot of times we won't seek God, we won't pray, we won't Bible study, because we're just so busy, or, you know, we're so overwhelmed, or we're so stressed out that we don't want to sit down and read the Bible. You know, we just want to get through our day, and when we're done, we just want to lay down. And he loves it. Like, he revels in that. You know, so just acknowledging, like, just in those moments when stuff feels like it's hitting the fan, when it's feeling like, oh, no, this ain't what this is not what I'm speaking over my life. This isn't what I have for, this is not what God has for me and my family. In those moments, just go to prayer. That's what it comes down to. Go to prayer. If it's real tough, go ahead and get to fasting, and and pick up your Bible, and, you know, really have like those open and honest conversations with God about whatever it is that you're experiencing. Don't be afraid to talk to him about it. Don't be afraid to tell him specifically what you need, and understand that what you need and what you tell God, the solution that you want may not look the way you want it to, and that's okay. It's, you know, sometimes we just can't possibly think up, you know, the solutions that God has in store and the provisions that he has in store for us. So just recognizing that you want God's will over your own desires is one of the things I have to always remind myself, is, you know, his will is so much better than anything that I personally may want. I don't know what I'm going to title today's video. I have no clue, but I hope this video was helpful. I think for me, just learning that it's okay to be like, yeah, Satan is at work, because I don't know, that was just always a thing for me. I never wanted to give Satan credit, and I think I did myself a disservice over the years by just trying to downplay Satan's role, because he does he does like to work, especially when he knows that God has a promise and a purpose. Sorry, my child is dropping my phone. He especially likes to get to it and be at work when he knows that God has a purpose over your life and a plan over your life. And I think one of the things I realize is, you know, God must have a mighty plan in store for me if he is working this hard. I hope today's video was helpful, you guys. If it was, please be sure to hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe if you have not already, for new videos every single Thursday. And as always, you guys, sharing is caring, so please do share this with a friend. You never know who needs a little bit of encouragement this morning. And just be blessed.